Okay, so here is the proper review of the Kingdom Trilogy Airazor figure. This is being shot on the computer chair that I normally sit on because I just kind of realized that with this new tripod, I don't really have a table the right height. Whatever. So when I can get the glare from the light source out of the way, the figure inside looks pretty cool. Nicely window box showing off, and love that artwork, like the falcon flying through the air. I don't know specifically what kind of bird Airazor turns into, but I've always thought it was a peregrine falcon, but you know, don't quote me on that. And yeah, really love that whole striking look that she has going on there. The side of the box features the golden disc along with a whole bunch of other characters. And like I said, on the back, aside from this one dent, it's kind of unusual that you have pictures of the character, but no descriptions or technical specifications of any kind. A little weird. Anyway, let's get inside that box and see what the figure within is like. Okay, so this is a pretty cool figure. Let's quickly get some stuff out of the way. For some reason, they've been packing random trading cards in. This one comes with Megatron. I don't know why they had to randomize the trading cards that these things come with. Like, why not just give the trading card of the character you bought? That seems to be the logical way to do it. Whoop. And she has her instruction sheet. It's a pretty intricate instruction sheet. It's very long, has a lot of steps. And apparently there are some really small details because they actually zoom in and ensure that you know what's going where. Which is nice, I guess. It's better than having us try and figure it out. But finally, let's talk about Airazor herself. First of all, I'm actually kind of impressed by how tightly the wing pad can close up if you wanted to. Look at that, it just folds almost completely away. But let's unfurl her big sexy wings! And it's kind of awkward because there's all... Wow. I was not expecting there to be so many hinges back here. What? What am I... Oh... What? Wow. Wait. Oh wow, that's coming unpegged. Is it this one? Okay. Oh. Oh, I don't like that. That's an inherent asymmetry. Is that? Hold on, just a moment. Okay, I figured out what happened. What we were seeing was a misassembly. Okay, so you see this tab here on this wing? On the right wing, it had been assembled wrong such that this tab was in front of the plastic instead of behind it. Like I've since fixed it. I had to kind of pull it out a little bit and make sure that plastic could wedge through. So at first I thought there was an inherent asymmetry in the wings, which was really bugging me, but that was just an assembly error. Not a major one. I was able to just kind of slide it back into place. But be careful. Be careful when you're first undoing the wings because that's a pretty significant defect if you try to push it and then snap something. Okay, so yeah, Airazor can unfurl her wings to look like a big mechanical angel. You can, although there's a lot of accordioning here, they can go up and back, and that twists around, and when you put that way, and then that way. And then this can fold out like that, and that can fold. Yeah, you can kind of get them down to manageable levels is what I'm trying to get at. So yeah, you can bring them out so that you can have an impressive wingspan. You can bring them down. You can even fold them up against the back in such a way that they almost completely tuck away. And I have, whoop. And fold that there, then you fold that back around there, and then yeah, you can do like it was in the box where the thing is basically just a cape back there. So yeah, lots of stuff you can do with these wings, lots of joints, lots of things to upset some OCD folks such as myself. And oh my god, I did it again, except this time it's on the other wing. Okay, wow, be careful with how you mess with this. It's very easy to pop that out of joint apparently. Wow, I just did that on camera. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so rest of the articulation, head is on a ball joint, can look up a pretty significant amount, good for a flying character. Shoulders are on very good frictions. They're pin discs with a decent amount of friction, good friction. Bicep swivel, elbows bend just past 90 degrees. There is a hinge on the wrist for transformation, I'm guessing. That looks awkward using it as an actual joint. These things on her forearms are her weapons. They peg in, although they are technically separate pieces. Does she have a waist joint? Yes, she totally has a waist joint. Perfect. Hips, very good range, all directions, probably for her bird transformation. Knee, wow, knee bends all the way back. It's only a single joint, but that's more than a regular double joint range. And yes, there is a thigh swivel. She has a transformation joint here in her shin, which is a little awkward because it can come out, but I feel like it has a hard enough click that it won't really get too out of control. And then her foot is on a ball joint. So, yeah, that's really cool. That's really, really cool. She has a lot of articulation, great posability, and, she's just pretty freaking awesome. Let's rearrange the camera here so look up a little bit more. That is a very nice head sculpt. They got a subtle purple thing going on with her face. I love the details in her eyes, the black sclera with the white points in the middle. Like, I think I actually prefer that to light piping because it actually shows real genuine effort into making her look good. And yeah, all the lines and stuff from her CGI from her cartoon model are there. I mean, it all looks really good. The colors are not completely accurate to the cartoon as I remember it, but still, like, this is very good looking. Like, this is a great version of the figure. So let's get her standing side by side with the other Airazors I have so we can get a good comparison going on. Oh wow, getting all these characters to stand side by side with their wings is just not the easiest thing to do, so let's try to keep this quick. So Unicron 9's custom, as you can see, done with the cartoon accurate colors, so you can see what I was talking about. Although the oranges and the golds are in the right spots. So, like, aside from the fact that the feather parts of her are this light brown color instead of the almost black with the gray highlights, everything about where the colors are placed is really good and accurate. And then you see here on the Windblade repaint, it actually has the more cartoon accurate colors with the light black. Light black, it's not gray. You look at that, you say, that's black. But it's not like a super, super dark black. It's awkward to explain. But, yeah, like, this did a pretty good job of capturing the cartoon's colors, even if it's, not a bird. But, yeah, like, the color placements are fantastic on this. I like the color that she is. Don't get me wrong. These are not bad colors. They're not completely cartoon accurate colors, though, which seems to be kind of strange to me because this line has always been trying to capture the absolute original appearance of the character, even if that's to its detriment, like they did with RC. So the fact that they would make such an amazing looking figure but get a base color wrong, that just seems a little bit off to me. I guess they were saying we want a more realistic bird, not necessarily a more cartoon accurate character. But that being said, let's get her into her bird mode and see how that looks. Okay, a quick addendum before I turn her into her full beast mode. Apparently this is the proper way to transform her wings. Oh, and by the way, I just tiny little maximal signal on the elbow. Almost missed that. But yeah, apparently those tabs I was mentioning before are intended to go into her back like this. See that? See that tab? Yeah, that's what those tabs are about. They're meant to hold the wings in place like this for their, I suppose that's supposed to be their proper display in her beast mode, her robot mode. So this is like you can bring the wings up to have a glorious angelic wingspan look, or you can fold them down to not completely cartoon accurate, but about as cartoon accurate as you can get with giant wings, without involving actual magical mass shifting materials. So yeah, just wanted to get that out there. That's what you're supposed to do with the wings in robot mode. They're supposed to peg like this. Although, like, you don't have to, because as I showed, she still works perfectly fine even with all those joints flying around. And there it goes. That's a typical Transformer bird. I mean, I sympathize with everybody who tries to figure out how to do this kind of alt mode. Like, it's when they do the Dinobots and they had to try and make it fold into a pterodactyl, or this thing. Basically, birds, pterodactyls, all your creatures that have large wings, it's always going to be hard. Although I will say I'm impressed with how much these are able to fold up. Like, these can almost fold up in a way that looks somewhat realistic. And they even accommodated it by giving the bird extra head articulation so that the head can go down. And yes, her little beak opens and closes. Although it's very tiny, you really got to get a fingernail in there. And now that I've closed it, I don't think I'll be able to open it again. So it's a good thing I opened it off camera. And yeah, so she can perch. I mean, perching, that's a rare pose that a Transformer bird can pull off at all. Call it a win. Even if you can kind of see the hollow space that is the back of her head down there. But hey, credit where it's due. They tried. They succeeded better than I've seen most other transforming birds do. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen a transforming bird that could actually do this, like, at all. Okay, animated swoop. Animated swoop could kind of pull this off. But that was a long time ago. So, yeah, good on ya. Good on ya. So yeah, it's basically just a folded up robot with trying to wrap her wings around herself. But, if you look at it from above, then you can I do this? Like, okay, from the side it looks pretty weird, but look, there you go. There's your majestic falcon gliding through the air. Yeah, that works from certain angles. Yeah. Although it is kind of weird how this patch on her back has this naturalistic pattern done onto it to make it look more like ruffled feathers, while everything else is just smooth. Feathering texture is sculpted in there. Those are nicely detailed feathers sculpt-wise. But paint-wise, this just looks a little bit out of place compared to everything else. But yeah, her bird mode is about as good as you can expect from a Transformers bird mode. I'm gonna say this is probably the best they could have done. So good on that. Now I do remember during the promotional, when they were showing the promotional pictures, there was, oh, by the way, her weapons attached to her thighs in in bird mode. Yeah, her transformation is a bit complicated. Like Blackarachnia, there's some dubiously questionable thing. Like, I remember there was some kind of mid transformation that made it look like she was a mutant bird person. I don't think I'm gonna do the Hayabusa. I think can I hold on? Let me see if I can get the fan mode to work. I think that's the best I'm gonna be able to do for that half bird transformation. There really isn't anything to cover Airazor's robot head, and the Falcon head actually doesn't go down all the way, so it kind of looks like it's looking up a little bit. Although you can do the transformation in the shins to create a more bestial monster leg look, so there's that going. So yeah, that's about as best as I can get for that half transformed bird person mode. So there we go. And that is my review of the new Airazor figure. and she is pretty darn glorious. Like I said, the bird mode has compromises, but you know, they're the compromises that any bird style transformer has ever had. So I think this is actually one of the best examples of it, and the robot mode is absolutely beautiful. It does not feel like it's making any compromises for its bird mode. If anything, the bird mode is making compromises for the robot mode, which, if I'm to be frank, I'd rather have it that way anyway. So yes, it is great and beautiful, and I love it. Oh, and by the way, if anybody out there is thinking that I'm just some kind of guy who just likes to collect a whole bunch of robo-ladies to stick in some kind of toy waifu harem thing that I got going on, I got no problem against the Gaia Transformers. I think they're awesome. It's just that I really don't have too much space to be collecting all these Transformers, so I had to pick and choose. And I will always support my cyber ladies, but I'll tell you right now, if they make a Silverbolt for this line, I will be all over that. Yeah, like my Blackarachnia really needs her wolf eagle husband. So yeah, that's my opinion on that little bit. Okay, this is Wakeangel 2001 signing off.